Hello students, I hope you all are good and I hope your first experience of online exam was good also. So today again I am back with new chapter, that is chapter number 3, understanding quadrilaterals. So let's start with it. Students, you must have seen many polygonal shapes around yourself. Observe the shapes and just think about which shape is it. Like shape of a lady finger when we cut it, or shape of a honeycomb. Each section of a honeycomb, it is having particular shape. So that is all we are going to learn today. Let's start.
Chapter 3, Understanding Quadrilaterals. Before we start with quadrilaterals, we will learn about polygons. Polygon is a combination of two Greek words, polus and gonia, in which polus means many and gonia means corner or angle. So when we are talking about a polygonal shape, that means a shape with many corners. So a polygon is a closed figure where the sides are all line segments and each side must intersect exactly two other sides but only at their endpoints. Polygons are two-dimensional shapes. Classification of polygons. Polygons are classified as per number of sides or vertices they have. A polygon is usually named after how many sides it has. A polygon with n sides is called a n-gon. For example, the building which houses United States Department of Defense is called Pentagon, since it has 5 sides. You must have heard of it. It is very famous, which is the Pentagon is in Washington DC and it is a shape with 5 sides. Now, here in this table, you can see many polygons and here the title is regular polygons. Regular polygons means the polygons with equal sides. So the measure of all the sides are equal. First is triangle. It is an equilateral triangle because all three sides are same. Then a square, it is a polygon with 4 sides. Pentagon is the polygon with 5 sides. Hexagon with 6 sides. Heptagon with 7 sides. Octagon with 8 sides. Nonagon with 9 sides. Decagon with 10 sides. And undecagon with 11 sides. Next, interior and exterior of a closed curve. As in the definition we have said that polygon is a closed figure. So, the interior part of a closed curve is called interior of a closed curve. That means in this figure, the shaded portion you can see, which is lying inside the boundary line of the shape is called interior of the closed curve. Same way, the part which is lying outside the closed curve, here in this figure, the shaded portion is called the exterior of a closed curve. Now, types of polygons. First one is regular or irregular. A regular polygon, as I have said, has all the angles equal and all sides equal. Otherwise, it is called irregular polygon. So this figure, you can see all the sides of this pentagon are equal in measure and all the angles are also equal in measure. So this is a regular pentagon. And here these two sides are same, but it is not equal to these two sides and even this opposite side. So it is the example of irregular pentagon. Next is convex or concave polygons. A convex polygon has no angles pointing inwards, or we can say no internal angle can be more than 180 degrees. Now, here, these are the examples of convex polygons. Here in this hexagon, you can see all the internal angles, means angles which are inside or in the internal part of the polygon. They are called internal angles. They all are less than 180 degrees. While over here, this angle, if you'll see, which is lying inside the polygon, which is more than 180 degrees. So such polygons are called concave polygons. You can see that this polygon has cave inside, so it is called concave. Next, diagonals. Diagonals you know very well. It is a line segment which connects two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. Here, in this figure, the polygon we have is a quadrilateral, or we also call it as a rectangle. Here P, Q, R, S. These are the four vertices. P and Q are consecutive. Q and R are consecutive. R and S are consecutive. And P and S are consecutive. So here we have to check for non-consecutive vertices. So here non-consecutive means opposite ones. So P and R, they're lying opposite to each other, and Q and S are lying opposite to each other. So a line segment which is joining P and R, we name it as PR, and a line segment joining Q and S, we name it as QS. So here SQ or QS and PR or RP are the diagonals for this PQRS rectangle. Now, in order to find out how many diagonals a polygon can have, for that we're going to use the formula that number of diagonals for any polygon is equal to n in the bracket n minus 3 divided by 2. Here n is equal to number of sides. So here for this diagram, number of sides a rectangle has are 4. So n is equal to 4. So here it will be 4 in the bracket 4 minus 3 divided by 2. So 4 minus 3 is 1 and here it is 4. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So a rectangle or any quadrilateral which is having 4 sides can have 2 diagonals. Next is interior angle and exterior angle. Interior angle is an angle which is inside a shape. As I said, while we were discussing convex and concave polygons, we have discussed about interior angle, that interior angle will be lying in the interior part of any polygon. So here, this is a triangle and the interior angle is the one which is lying inside the triangle. So this 30 degree it is showing. This is the interior angle of this triangle. And in the outer part, this one will be making linear pair with this 30 degree. So it will be 150 degree. So exterior angle of a polygon is an angle between any side of a shape and a line extended from the next side. So here in this diagram, it is more clear that this is the 60 degree is the interior angle, and if you extend this side outside, then this 120 degree will become exterior angle. Same way for this 60 degree, the exterior angle is this side. And for this 60 degree, the exterior angle is this side. Same way, this one is the example for square or a rectangle diagram. And here, this one is for pentagon. So this is about interior angle and exterior angle. Next, quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 edges and 4 corners or 4 vertices. And the interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Here are the diagrams of quadrilaterals. You can see both are having 4 sides. Here it is an irregular type of quadrilateral, you can see, because measure of the angles are not same, and this is, you can say, a regular type of quadrilateral because all the angles are same, that is 90 degrees. And here the sum of all the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Why? Because if you divide this quadrilateral into 2 parts using a diagonal, then it will be divided into 2 triangles. And you know that the angle sum property of triangle, that the interior angles of the triangles sum into 180 degrees. And because we are dividing this quadrilateral into 2 triangles, the sum will be 180 plus 180 is equal to 360 degrees. Next is angle sum property of triangle. This is just a revision that you have already done in the previous classes. As I said, for this triangle ABC, measure angle A plus measure angle B plus measure angle C is equal to 180. And same, sum of the measure of the exterior angles of a polygon. Here we are talking about exterior angles, means the angles which are lying in the exterior part of a polygon. So here these red angles are the interior angles and blue ones are indicating the exterior angles. So for any polygon, the sum of the measures of external angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. So if you will sum up this angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 for this pentagon, it will be 360 degrees. Even if you will sum up for hexagon all the exterior angles, 6 exterior angles of a hexagon, then also it will be 360. For heptagon also it is 360. For any polygon, the sum of the measures of the external angles, remember we are talking about external angles only. External angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. Now next we are going to discuss about the sum of the interior angles of any polygon. For that, the general rule is the sum of interior angles of any polygon is equal to n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. And each angle of a regular polygon is equal to this n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree divided by n, where n is number of size polygon has. Let's see one example for regular decagon. As we have seen in the table, decagon means a regular polygon with 10 sides. So here n is equal to 10. So sum of interior angles, so all the angles which are in the interior part of the decagon, if you will take sum of all 10 angles is equal to, it can be calculated by n minus 2 multiplied by 180. So it is 10 minus 2 into 180. So it is 8 into 180. So it is 1440 degrees. This formula we can use only for regular polygons, not for the irregular ones. Each interior angle will be 1440 divided by 10. Why 10? Because 10 is the number of sides a decagon has. So it is equal to 144 degrees. Let's see some questions of exercise 3.1. How many diagonals does each of the following have? A convex quadrilateral, a regular hexagon, and a triangle. Here I have solved over here A and C. This B you will be solving by yourself at your home. First, A is a convex quadrilateral has two diagonals. How? It is a quadrilateral. So value of n is equal to 4. Remember the formula that we have discussed in the previous slides. That is, number of diagonals for any polygon is equal to n into n minus 3 upon 2. Here for n is equal to 4, we'll be writing 4 into 4 minus 3 upon 2 is equal to 4 upon 2 is equal to 2. So for quadrilaterals, any quadrilateral, there can be two diagonals. Suppose over here in B you have regular hexagon. Then for n, for hexagon, n is equal to 6. You will write and you will solve. It will be 6 into 6 minus 3 upon 2. For C, a triangle. A triangle cannot have any diagonal, because if you write n is equal to 3, then it will be 3 into 3 minus 3 upon 2. So ultimately, it will be 0 upon 2, which is equal to 0. So a triangle is the polygon which has no diagonal. Next, what is the sum of the measures of the angles of a convex quadrilateral, and will this property hold if the quadrilateral is not convex? Here we know that the sum of the measures of the angles of a convex quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So as I have said earlier, if you divide this quadrilateral ABCD vertically into two parts, then it will be two triangles. In same way, if you will divide this quadrilateral horizontally, then also it will be two triangles. And the sum of interior angles of the triangle is 180. And because it is divided into two triangles, it will be 180 plus 180 is equal to 360 degrees. Let's see about concave one. Here, this quadrilateral is a concave one. If you divide this quadrilateral into two parts, so if you divide this quadrilateral into two parts from F to H, then also you can see you can divide it into two triangles. So in case of concave quadrilateral also, the sum will be 360 degrees. Next, question number 4. Examine the table. Here each figure is divided into triangles and the sum of the angles deduced from that. So here first figure is triangle. In the second figure you can see it is divided into two triangles. The third diagram, it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a pentagon, but again it is divided into three triangles. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So it is a hexagon, and that is also divided into 1, 2, 3, and 4 triangles. So this figure has 3 sides, this has 4, this has 5, and this has 6. Now let's see the angle sum. About triangle, we already know that the angle sum is 180 degree. For a quadrilateral, it should be n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree. Here n is equal to 4, so it is 4 minus 2 into 180. So it is 180 into 2, so it is 360 degree. For pentagon, it is 5 minus 2 into 180. So it is 3 into 180. 18 3s are 54. So it is 540. And here for hexagon, it is 180 into 4 because hexagon has 6 sides and is equal to 6. So 6 minus 2 into 180. So it is 4 into 180. 18 4s are 72. So it will be 720 degrees. Based on this, you have one more question in the same question number 4. What can you say about the angle sum of a convex polygon with number of sides 7, 8, 10 and n? So here, as we have discussed, we have to use the formula n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree. So for 7 sides, it will be 900 degree, 7 minus 2. So it will be 180 into 5. Here 6 minus 2, sorry, 8 minus 2. So it is 6 into 180. It is 1080 degree. And for 10 sides, 10 minus 2, that is 18 8s are. So 180 into 8 is equal to 1440 degree. And for n sides, it will be n minus 2 into 180 degree. Question 6. Find the angle measure x in the following figures. This is the first figure. Here it is a quadrilateral. Two angles, two interior angles are given to you. This x you have to find. This fourth one you are not given, but the exterior angle, this symbol you know that this symbol we are using for right angle which measures 90 degree. Here this exterior angle is 90 degree, and as we know that interior and the corresponding exterior angle, they are making linear pairs. So this interior angle will be also 90 degree. So now out of 4, we know 3 interior angles. This is 90, this is 60, and this is 70. And we know that the sum of interior angles of any quadrilateral is 360 degree. So it will be 90 plus 60 plus 70, it is 220, plus x, which is the fourth angle, is equal to 360. And solving the equation will get x is equal to 140. Next, see, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides we have. So it is a pentagon, and just one angle 30 degrees given to you. It is, this symbol shows that this both angles are same, x, and here the exterior angle 70 degrees given, and here exterior angle 60 degrees given. Now suppose if we guess the interior angle, or we can say the corresponding interior angle of this 70 degree, we will take it as A, and corresponding interior angle of this 60 degree will take it as B. Then we know that this 70 plus A is equal to 180 degree because it is making a linear pair. And here the 60 plus B is also making a linear pair. If you are not aware about linear pair, then please refer the 7th standard book. Linear pair means the sum of the two angles should be 180 degree, then such angles are called linear pair. So here the 70 and the interior angle A is making a linear pair. So 70 plus A is equal to 180 degree. So value of A, so this interior angle will be 110 degree, and this 60 degree plus B, 60 degree is the exterior and the corresponding interior angle we are taking as B. So B plus 60 is equal to 180 degree. So value of B is 120. Now this is 30, this is 110, this is 120, and this is X and this is X. So now in this diagram we have is of pentagon. So as we have calculated earlier, the sum of the measure of the interior angle of a pentagon is 540 degree. So let's take the sum. This is 120 This is 110. So 120 plus 110 plus this 30 degree is given. So 30 degree plus x plus x. So taking the sum of 120 plus 110 plus 30 is 260 plus x plus x. 2x we have. So x plus x is 2x. So 260 plus 2x is equal to 540. So 2x is equal to 280 degrees. So x is equal to 140 degrees. Last one. Here we are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides we have in this diagram. So it is a regular pentagon because it is showing that all the sides are equal. Because it is a regular pentagon, all the angles will also be equal. Just one angle is given x. This means all the angles are x. So solving this, the sum of measure of interior angles of a pentagon, as we have calculated earlier, is 540 degrees. So here, because as I said, it is a regular pentagon, all the angles are same, that is x. So 5 times x, because there are 5 angles, so 5 times x is equal to 540 degrees. So measure of each angle, x is equal to 180. So students, here we are ending with first session. I hope you're clear with polygons, quadrilateral, different definitions, that is interior part of the polygon, exterior part of the polygon, interior angle, exterior angle, diagonals, how to find number of diagonals for each polygon, and how to calculate the sum of interior angles of any polygon. And the exterior sum of exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degrees. So here I'm ending with this session. I have tried to cover most of the questions from the exercise. Rest of the questions you can try at home and let me know if you have any doubt. Thank you so much.